goal of this today is to, number one, we're going to spend a quick 5-minute time frame just introducing you all to KVCore. If you don't know what it is, I'm going to show you like in 5 minutes what it's capable of. I don't want to be too low level on this. I know we're here for campaigns, but I'm just going to introduce you to a few things so we're able to elevate the way that we're using KVCore. So without further ado, let me get my screen shared. And okay, we are in the KVCore platform. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Awesome. Let me minimize y'all. And feel free to stop me at any point. I am known to be a rambler, so please shut me up if you need to. All right, so KVCore, obviously, very powerful CRM that we are all equipped with. When we log in, this is our main dashboard. It's pretty overwhelming if you've never opened it before, but just to give it a really quick summary, you've got a number of KVCore training courses over here on the right. If you're new to KVCore, I highly recommend you jump into this Agent Quick Start here. And then they do weekly trainings here in the training calendar. So check that out. And if you just, you see KVCore as a tool, you don't know how to use it in general, these playbooks are pretty cool. Like if you want to gather your sphere, it'll give you step-by-step instructions on what exactly you need to do. Now, this sounds super basic. Get contacts into KVCore, capture and categorize, and then set up alerts. But, you need to they'll help you categorize, they'll help you set up alerts, and automation is that piece that we're working on today. I know so many people are using this platform, but do not have automations, and I think that can help us, crush the other brokerages this year. All right, so number 2 playbooks we already went through, user activity. So I'm going to zoom down here. I can see here that, David was checking out some houses, Danielle was checking out this house. I actually had a text thread go out in one of my campaigns that says, hey, if you're looking to remodel and need a contractors list, let me know. Send me an email. Hey, Brian, we're looking to get gas line installed. So I'm using it as a means to communicate with my past clients. And then this top bar here, we have quick abilities to add leads, to send, or, you can sync your email. I don't have mine synced, but then there are tasks that we can do. Of course, I just had 20 pop up today. So that's the main page. Again, not spending too much time going to the specifics of what everything does. I want to get through to the meat and the potatoes, which is the campaigns. So this is our Smart CRM kind of dashboard. This is where when we put in leads, everything is going to be centralized. So, I can see here that this client, Zach, I have closed a house with him. This rating system is based on if a lead's pulled in from Facebook, Instagram, wherever, it rates the information that it's taking in and determines whether it's good information, bad information. Since I manually added most of these people, they're all 5 stars. But we can also see the activity, calls, texts, emails that I'm doing to these people, when they were created, how they were actually entered into the site. So it's a pretty powerful tracking tool. So at the end of the year, if you want to see what you've done and who you've done it with and where they came from, this is where you can look. So let's check out Zach really quick. So open a, okay. So this is what a main page is going to look like, when you're touching base on a lead. Obviously, we've got their phone number, basic information here. You get a quick little summary based on what the website thinks. It's got its insights with the stars here, but it's also going to give you a summary. You can track calls, notes. I mentioned if you want to add a task, for example, call Zach to ask how Reno is going. I can just put that in there. I want to be reminded Monday because I know he started the project Thursday. Sure, 10 a.m. And we can see that just adds a task, and it's going to add in our little task list up there, just a little tally, so we know that we have a task that day. So those are our actions, property alerts. One big thing, if we have cold leads coming in from, say, Google, Facebook, really wherever, we want to make sure that we have them all on listing alerts. Whether we know what they want or not, it's a good way to keep our name constantly in their email. We're only going to convert about 2% of people through email, but what we can get from using email is them constantly seeing our name. So when they do go to buy, oh yeah, that's Brian giving me a call, I know who that is. So those property alerts are a good opportunity to automatically just get emails sent their way with your name on them. And campaigns here is, again, what we're going to kind of be going into today. I've got this guy on a closed campaign since we recently started, or since we recently closed on the property. So a couple options we can do here, but that is the gist of, really KVCore, the client dashboards, and what the capability is. Now, some things are going to come into play today as we're making these campaigns, and that is these up here. So sphere, prospect, new lead, active lead, etc. These are all client classifications along the client journey. So naturally, you're starting as a prospect, a prospect, new lead, and then once I've talked to you, qualified you, you could be turning active and then into client. What's up, bud? Go ahead and jump into Zoom. I couldn't get the TV working here. So yeah, these are going to be very important. We will learn that as we're creating campaigns, these classifications that we give our people is what actually is going to determine when a campaign starts. So when I take my client from contract and change him over to closed, this closed campaign will automatically go for me. And that's what this is all about, is automations. Now, really quick, let me show you what that campaign might look like, or what a campaign is going to look like. Let me just make sure no one's in my waiting room really quick, guys. Participants. Okay, we're good. And then Nick, just let me know once you jump in there, buddy. Okay, so we're going to let's go to our closed campaign. So one thing I think we all could do better on, I know I did in the past, which is why I did this, is ask for reviews, ask for testimonials, congratulate them a month after the sale. We're very busy and it gets very hard to do that. So having these automations in place is a good way to love on your clients a little bit more and make sure that you're staying more systematic and predictable with your contacts. Okay. So this is one of 2 campaigns that I use for closed clients. Now, really quick, I'm not just going to flaunt this in front of you for 2 seconds and then take it away. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of my campaigns. I'm going to also show you a library of KVCore campaigns that they already have. And then I'm also going to give you a link to my campaigns so you can download them and edit them as you see fit. I don't like waving things in front of you and then saying, go do it on your own. I'm going to give you some examples today that you can do some editing of to hopefully get you started sooner than later. So this is my closed client campaign. We can see here the time that the event is going to happen. What is it, an email, text, or a call? What's the name of the task? Who is it going from? And who is it going to? So it's going to send on our behalf an email to them. So if I click edit, I can see here, hey, first name, it's already been a month. How's everything going? I pride myself on constant improvement, and I want to be the best real estate agent out there. Do you have any feedback that you'd be willing to share, either positive or constructive, for our experience? And then based on what they say, if they say, okay, and then down here, hey, if you have friends or family thinking about selling, could you forward them this tool? And it's my website that has the home price tool. So it's done a couple things. It's engaged, asked how it's going. It's asked for their opinion, and it's also asked for a referral, a sale, what have you. So just in that one email, we're touching on a lot of bases that, let's be honest, a lot of us are just not doing. So these are really powerful. And that's just on 30 days after. So if they say, hey, Brian, I had a great experience, and I go see they didn't leave a review, that's a good opportunity for me to send them my link. That's a good opportunity for me to do a video interview talking about their experience. Yeah. Can you unmute are you unmuted? So everyone can hear it? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so now you're gonna have to mute yourself. So can you take in that? I use Google for my reviews because I lost all my other reviews from another brokerage. I learned the hard way. Can I do a QR code into that 30-day thing so that they can just click on it?
Yes. Now I asked if we can do a QR code. What we can do is, a QR code can be copied and downloaded as an image. In these emails, you can put images, videos, anything you want. So I would recommend maybe putting a link or the QR code, and they'll both work out fine. And I've got a couple of campaigns. I don't think I have the QR code, but that's a really good idea. Wait, was I muted when I said that? No, okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that was, we've got day 30, day 33 covered. I'm not going to go through every email, but just want to give you an idea of the power of these. So this is 90 days in. The goal of this email is to be asking for referrals. If they liked us and like working with us, hopefully they're going to refer to us. Really enjoyed working with you. I'm trying to build my business, and referrals are the best way to meet people. Would you be willing to recommend me? Now, I would almost go one step further in this email and say, like, hey, the best way to introduce me is a group text. We need to be teaching our clients how to introduce people to us. And I think these emails are a great way to do it. We type it out once. We're teaching all of our past clients how to refer to us. Okay. Again, ask for testimonials. So this is, you're kind of getting the gist. It's post-closing follow-up, making sure that in that first year after selling, they're not getting, lost in the sauce. So that's just one post-close. I have 3 that I'm going to kind of walk you through just to give you some ideas, hopefully stir up some inspiration for the kinds of people that you can be reaching out to and the kinds of things that you need to be saying. And like I mentioned, at the end, I will be sharing these campaigns with you. So if I'm going too fast, you will have the opportunity to copy them and take a look at your own. So the next one that I wanted to do was, I believe, my Sphere campaign. So really quick, while we're on this page, we can see here at the top of my page, we've got the campaign name on the left. We've got a campaign description that kind of obviously describes what the goal of that thing is. We have a starts when. So a campaign is triggered by an action. So if someone comes in as a new lead, X campaign will start. And that's what is called the logic of the campaign. If X happens, then Y. So that part can be a little bit tricky. So we'll get into that here in a second. But it also tells you, where the communications are going through, the number of touches, and is it on? If when hashtag is KV buyer paid, is this happening? Right now, the answer is no. So we can toggle things on and off in that page. Okay, so Sphere campaign. On top of my closed campaign, obviously that's just asking for referrals, blah, blah, blah. I also do this one right away. The second I've sold someone a house, they're now in my Sphere. So I want to make sure that I'm showing them extra love. So the day they closed, hey, I know this is like a little bit premature, but hey, I've been showing houses in your area, thought of you. I have a market report that I send out monthly. It's a nice way to stay in touch. This is just a solicitation to my newsletter. In my newsletter, I talk about events, giveaways, houses on the market, loan programs. So it would really be beneficial for these past clients of mine to get plugged in one way or another. Now, if you don't have a newsletter, hey, are you following my Facebook business page? I actually post a lot of useful information that you and your friends might find useful. So there's a couple of options that we can do there. So that's just right away. Again, Sphere check-in. This just creates a task. So this is kind of a blanket task. It just says check in with them. That could be a text, that could be a call, it could be creeping on their Facebook and liking a couple of things. But we want them to be seeing our name in one way, shape, or form. And this is going to give us a reminder to do it. So when we're out showing houses, we don't have to think about, did I follow up with Joe Schmo? You're going to have a reminder for yourself. So this text here is going to kind of go into the same market report. We want to get them in some kind of drip campaign, or we want to get their permission to send them stuff monthly. I'm going to do it anyway. I just want them to give me permission. Okay, again, referral request. We can see the title. This one has gotten me the most response, I'd say, out of this campaign. Hey, have you ever thought of a remodel, repairs, or upgrades? I'd be happy to put together a list of local professionals just for your reference. Is it okay if I email that list? Of course it's okay, Brian. You're going to get so many responses. It's going to start so many conversations. I had a conversation with someone doing this week, and I said, hey, here's the list. By chance, do you have anyone who's been mentioning wanting to buy or sell? I got a buyer's consult out of that this week. So these things can add up into opportunities if we see the power of it. So again, we can see this thing goes to 180 days. Like this thing goes for years. I have 990 days on this. So these people are going to be touched as long as I'm a realtor. And I think I have it set up to when it ends, it's going to restart. So in 990 days, if I haven't touched them, it's going to restart. So that's a pretty powerful tool to make sure that our clients never use another realtor when they go to buy or sell. And any questions on that one so far before I move to one more? And then I'm going to show you guys a couple things. Unmute if you could, and I'll mute myself.
Okay. So the text one, does it actually send them a text, or does it just prompt you to remind you to send them a text?
Great question. The question was, do the texts actually send, or are they a prompt? Now, KVCore has its own unique number for you, and it will text on your behalf. If they reply, you will get a notification in KVCore, whether you have the mobile app or just the computer version. If you do not have the mobile app, I highly recommend doing that. If you're out on the fly all day and you see you've got a couple tasks, call past clients, that's super easy to do. And it also makes it easy if you want to record videos and send them out to a number of clients through there. Does that answer your question? Cool. Any other questions before we get moving on to one more campaign here? Okay, Rachel's got another one.
You said something about sending a video to a client. Like, is that something similar to like what BombBomb?
So the question was, you said you send video. Is that similar to BombBomb? So I would say there's a good, better, best tiering when it comes to these automations. You know, good is using these KVCore branded ones that I'm going to show you in a little bit that are very generic, haven't been, that's good. It's good to have something going out. Better is kind of what I've done, and that's having it tailored to my clients. It has my voice, it has my website, it has my signature. So that's good, better, and then best is going to be video content. So BombBomb actually integrates into KVCore. So if you're using BombBomb, you can upload, record, do all that video stuff for these campaigns. So for example, you just closed on a property with a client. Hey, congratulations, we are officially closed. I want to say thank you so much for everything you do. Hello, good to see you. And just send them a video being you. We got a Heather jumping in. Cool. You made great timing. No, you're good. You're good. I meant to have it on the TV, so I'm having everyone jump in on Zoom. I didn't have the right cord. Okay, good. So again, I'm going to jump into one more. Which one was I going to go through? Ooh, seller nurture. All right, so let's say we get somebody comes to our website, or somebody says, hey, Brian, you know, I want to sell my house, but I'm not really sure when. Well, naturally, we kind of want to stay in touch with those people. I know that a month goes by, I forget if I talked to that person, and if I haven't followed up with them, sometimes I'll feel like, whoop, I dropped the ball. I'm just not going to. So let's move that out of the way. Let's get some reminder systems in place. And I'm going to show you one of the active seller nurture campaigns. So this is going to start manually. So we see here that this has no triggers defined. That means that even if I mark them as a seller, it's not going to start the seller campaign. I've got to go in there and manually enter that I want a campaign to go into this person. So again, I'm just walking through these so you can see the power of each different type. So for this seller campaign, we can see there's some texts. Hey, this is Brian. If I didn't already ask, did you want me to send you a quick price valuation? So again, someone does anything on your website that is related to selling, you can set it up to text them immediately. And the best time to be reaching out to people is the second they're doing something, because people have very short memory spans. Zoom with Brian. Sorry, guys. Okay, so other things, you know, detailed home report value offer. It's just kind of doing the same thing, but via email. Would you be interested in a detailed report? And all that is me doing a CMA. The goal here is just to get these to start conversations, set up auto home valuation. I need to figure out how to do this. Make sure the seller, when I built this template, I'm not using this template right now, but when I did, I had this app that allowed you to just type in someone's address and it sent them a monthly market report. If anyone knows what that is or can remember what that is, put it in the chat for us, because I think that's a great tool to get people plugged in these instances. And you know, you guys can kind of see like value checking in. We can see the frequency for a seller. It's, you know, day 1, day 2, day 4, day 10, 15. So we naturally wouldn't follow up with these people without a reminder. I don't think that many of us are good at just mentally tallying how many times we're following up with people, etc. But one really cool thing about KVCore is that once we set these into play, we know how many touches we have with them, and it actually tells us how many times in the past we have talked to them. So what we're going to do, so that is just the power of what these can do. I am going to start a very basic campaign from scratch. Now, I know I mentioned that there is a KVCore library with a bunch of them pre-made, and I'm also going to be sharing some with you, but I also think it's important to teach you physically how to do it in case any of these templates don't fit exactly what you have in mind. Are you able to get in there? You figuring it out?
You know what, new computers, so I'm
and we do have it recorded. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a campaign really quick, just so y'all know where I'm at. I'm on the marketing tab. It's the little paper airplane, and I clicked smart campaigns right here. So once we're in here, you know, we've already looked at this. I'm going to add campaign. So campaign logic, you know, I was telling you that means when X happens, Y happens. So we want this campaign. Nick, give me an example of somebody we want to create a campaign for.
Buyers in Richfield for 400,000.
Okay, buyers in Richfield for 400,000. Pretty specific, but let's do this. Let's assume that we have Google Ads and a lead came in for the city of Richfield, and we have it set up that way. So let's do hashtag. So my lead system, I have it set up so when a lead comes in from a certain place, it applies the hashtag to the city. So let's just say the hashtag in this place is going to be Richfield. That's Richfield, right? I-before-E. So when our system sees the hashtag Richfield, it knows to start this. So add trigger. If we want to add any more, like, okay, the more we add, the sloppier it's going to get and the harder it's going to be. So we can see here that by adding another kind of value, it's taken away our other ones. So other options we can do is, hey, if lead is new from, all right, Google, we're going to start this trigger automatically. But, you know, the more specific you want to get, you know, I really think these here, these tags are good for your source, open house, organic website, property boost. But say you have an open house, you might do multiple open houses. You want to track what those open houses are. So you might tag that lead as open house, but down the road, you might want to hashtag 123 Main Street. So you know which open house they came from. And you know that when you follow up, you can see they're an open house. And you also have a reminder of where you captured them. So you can present them things in their city. But we'll go back again. We'll pretend that this place, this buyer is in Richfield. So anytime a buyer comes in from Richfield, we use this. So a start trigger is exactly what it sounds like. If I click, I do not want to start trigger, we've got to manually start these campaigns, which I think, in my opinion, kind of defeats the purpose. But if we don't want to be randomly sending stuff out, I do get it. Third time's the charm. So always run means that the campaign will be assigned to the contact that meets the criteria, whether they have assigned campaigns already or not. Always run, if we're not enabling this, it means that if they already have a campaign that's running, they will not add this one on top. So I know that if I'm labeling somebody that I'm doing it for a reason and I want that hashtag to run, or I want that campaign to run, so I'm going to keep it. Did you not get in there? Oh my goodness.
That's okay.
Yeah, swing on over there. Okay, so we're going to hit next here. So Nick mentioned that this is a Richfield buyer. So this campaign is, we want to select who it's for just to keep ourselves organized. So we're going to go to buyer here, pretty easy, or it can be for multiple people. Say we want this campaign to start for a buyer or a renter in Richfield. Okay, well then let's do that. So we are going to call this like Google lead campaign Richfield buyer. And this is used when we get a new Google lead from Richfield. It specifically talks, and you know, a reason this may be valuable, you know, we might build this campaign and some of the messages might have links directly to the city of Richfield's website. Or if we have one for Hartville, those emails might have links to things that are cool in Hartville. So that's the power of maybe having different campaigns for each person or each different city. That becomes tedious. Once you're an expert, I recommend doing that because you can clone templates, clone campaigns. But for today, I think it's just important to have some good basic ones, following up with current buyers, following up with the potential sellers, and following up with our sphere and past clients. So we won't get too deep today. And let's review an ad. All right, so this is for Brian Garrow. It runs for agents. When the hashtag is Richfield, buyer or renter, this campaign will run. So, I'm going to click finish really quick. Richfield. Now we have to open it up and tell it like what we actually want it to do. Because as of right now, we can see it's just a blank shell of a campaign. So what we can do is we can add email. Email is the system sending out an email. Text or SMS is them sending out an SMS or text for us. Task is just that. It's manually reminding us that we need to follow up and do something on our own. Call, it's not going to call them for us. We've got to make those calls. Obviously, we can add tags. There's a bunch of stuff here. This core video down here, that's the Boomtown integration. So it's that easy just to add a video, just like that. I'm not going to be going in that today. But okay, this person just came in. So one thing that I personally do not like about the KVCore campaign is that we need to use a template for the information. So actually, let me see if they changed it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what they used to do is you could only create a campaign if you had the templates of the text or emails made. So what it's looking like it's going to let me do now is, so this template name is first text to new buyer Google lead. So that way, if we ever need this in the future, oh, it's right there. Hey, Mr. Buyer, saw you checked out some houses in Richfield. What is the name? It's just first text. So over here, we labeled the template name, and over here, we're labeling the action settings. When we hit add action, we can see, all right, first thing is the text. It's going to be from, it can be from us. It can be from, so I don't get this. It's going to be from agent to contact. Don't hit system. We're going to go from agent. And we don't want to do run immediately. In this case, we want to select the time that is going to happen. Actually, I'll go through what run immediately means. So run immediately means this person comes in through Google, and the second it happens, they're getting this text. Now, I like to that seems pretty robotic to me. I'm going to have it wait 3 minutes. So it's going to wait 3 minutes before it sends them this first text. So I'm going to click. It doesn't like this. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to click it. So save. And we can see here that our first text, our first action in this campaign is minute 3 after they register. We're going to send a text that says exactly what we just went over. And that's going to happen automatically. Let me see how it does that. And then let's just we'll add a task. So we can see here that I got a bunch of templates. Let me just pull a template. Change campaign buyer first interaction. Send a text or email with properties in their area. Okay, so my first texted them, but now I want to send them, hey, they're looking in Richfield. Hey, dude, I saw this property. What do you think of this? Again, we're trying to engage with them. I'm not really building a useful campaign right now. I'm kind of just trying to show you some of the examples of what we can be doing. So again, this action is called send the prospect some properties. And we want that to happen. Let's maybe do that the second day. Day 2 that they come in. So we can see within 3 minutes of them coming in, they're being texted. And then by day 2, we're being tasked to physically go in, look at properties in Richfield, maybe send them an option or 2 that might be a good option. Now, what we can do and what I highly recommend if you're if you're not getting a lot of leads through KVCore, I recommend, having it set up this right here. So for a call, I just added a call. We can have it call you. And what that does is when a new lead comes in, the KVCore system will ring your phone and say, hey, we're trying to connect you. You got a lead. KVCore calls you, you answer the phone, it automatically starts dialing that person. Now, the downside of that is you don't know who the heck you're talking to. You don't know who the heck they are, what they want. So if you like being Johnny on the spot and just, hey, I saw you on my website, how can I help you? That's a good option for you. And you can also, if you want to spread that out and you want to be Johnny on the spot, put 3 times. Okay, we want to call them 3 times over 3 days until we get a hold of them. So it has the power to get you on the phone and remind you to do that. Or you can just make it as simple as, hey, just give me a reminder, and it'll pop up in here. So like, I've got a bunch of people that I need to be calling and leaving voicemails for today. That's kind of what it'll pop up looking like as a task for you. So really quick, task reminder, create a task reminder, call, and shoot the shit. I kid you not, that is my reminder to call people 50% of the time. It's just call and shoot the shit. Keep it casual. I'm not calling with an end. We do have an end goal, but the goal is just to be who you are, be organic, and then what they want will kind of come out. Again, call and shoot the shit. So that's the last. Oh my gosh, they want me to do everything, don't they? So you can see, like, this could be time consuming if you're making a template name, you're thinking of what you want to say in text. You can easily get an hour or 2 deep just building a single campaign. Okay. Day 4. So now that we've made this campaign, obviously it's not going to work. As I mentioned earlier, we need to flip it active. So the second I flip this active, this will allow future actions to run for any lead assigned to this campaign. Yep, that's what we want. So now any buyer or renter who has this hashtag applied to them, this will automatically all happen. I'll get a text, I'll have a task to send them properties. I'm supposed to call and shoot the shit. So that's pretty cool. And that is one with a trigger. Now, again, I mentioned there's some that don't have triggers, and all we have to do, for example, say I closed on a property and I want to add him to a new campaign. I don't want to do it to Zach. Poor guy gets all my test emails. All right, we'll pick my neighbor. He can't yell at me. So if we want to add a campaign, okay, I've actually already got 2. He's my test dummy. All we do is go to add, and then whatever the heck okay, so if we want to even manually add that one we just did, you can go click it, and it's as easy as that. The second we hit add, it's now going to show you kind of our future checkpoints. Well, this is for another one that I have. My client campaign, when I'm working with a buyer, I have a pretty simple one set up, and it sets a follow-up reminder every week. Any active buyer I have, they get assigned to this active lead, and it just gives me a task like once a week. Hey, call them, check in. And that's a really good way to stay in touch with my buyers. So hopefully you guys can kind of see the power that this has, the power that the campaigns have. And now that I've had you all sit here listening to me ramble for 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do it yourself and pretty much do it the easy way. So what we're going to want to do to get ourselves started, as I mentioned, it's a very time-consuming process to create these from scratch. Oh my goodness, smart campaigns. So we don't want to create the wheel too much. To get started, I mentioned we have a good, better, best here. The good is starting with these, and we all have a KVCore library. So again, you're going to go to the marketing tab, smart campaigns, and you guys check this out. You should have a bunch of things in here to go through. So, okay, so open house, campaign design for open house. Let's just see what that looks like. Look at that. Text message after 4 hours after the open house, email a day after. And guys, I don't know if you knew it, there's actually an app for KVCore for open houses. All you do is open the app, they put in their information, and you don't have to do anything. They enter the information, this starts automatically. And this is already pre-built into KVCore. All we need to do is You know, we can click view to see what we're working with. Hi, so-and-so, thanks for visiting my open house. I'd love to answer any questions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I like it. What we're going to do is we are going to clone the campaign. So as of now, it's just template, but if we click clone campaign here, we can now tell it to do exactly what we want. All right, so let's say when a lead is new, the source is open house. Always run, you betcha. Next, this is designed for, I'd like to say it's for buyers, but we don't know that people going through open houses aren't sellers as well. So this is our open house. I'm just going to call it open house campaign. Yep. Always run and then review an ad. Scope for Brian, runs for agents, blah, blah, blah. This is exactly what we need. So all we need to do is click finish. Now we've got our own copy. We can see that we can edit these things to be whatever we want them to be. So if we want to go in there and make it more about us, we can do that. Now, keep in mind, we don't even have to edit these. They say agent full name right here. It can put your name in for you. It can put your brokerage in for you. So these are really, really plug and play. And I recommend each one of you try to implement at least one of them today while we're in here. You know, and if you just don't have people in your KVCore yet, maybe think of the people that would benefit from you following up with them regularly. Like for me, I know it's my past clients. So that was the first thing that I made. So I have a scheduled reminder follow-up system to stay in touch with them. All we want to do now that we've made it, is click it active. And then just like that, all I have to do is go to an open house with my computer or my iPad. Hey, please sign in here. They type their name, their email, their phone number, submit. They're getting a text from me 4 hours later asking how the open house was. So it's super, super powerful for those of you doing open houses, working with anyone really. So that is just the KVCore library, guys. I really don't want to show you that up front. I know you jump off right away. I wanted to teach you how to make them first. So that way you have the power to edit these if need be. So KVCore library has just immense amounts of stuff. Now my campaigns, what I will be doing is the page that I made on Facebook, I will be copying and pasting 3 campaign links. I'm going to be doing my closed and past client campaign. And then, I don't know, I'll throw a couple in there, but it's going to be the ones that I showed you today that were mine. So if you want to copy them and put them in your own KVCore, you can do so. With the links that I'm going to send you, and I'm going to teach you this now. So, you know, we can manually add campaign, or we can click this. And what this allows us to do is the code I'm going to give you. All you have to do is copy and paste it right in here, and it'll download my drip campaigns for you. And then you're able to edit them, make them yours. It doesn't edit mine. That's just my thank you for being here. And hope that you start doing stuff. This will be everywhere. And this is being recorded. So I will be posting that as well. But for now, let me see if I had any other specific notes. While I'm looking this up, any of your questions, please feel free. Let me know.
So I'm looking for is like recruiting.
Okay, so recruiting campaign.
So that would be in just if I go into KVCore.
That is not one. So the question was recruiting campaigns. That is something we're gonna have to manually create. KVCore is meant as a agent to consumer database, and I don't know that they have many recruiting campaigns. So that could be something as easy as, all right, how often do you want to follow up with them? And this is kind of how you decide how to make a campaign as well. I think it'd be nice if I'd reached out to each one of them once a week. All right, are you calling, texting, or emailing them? Well, I don't know, maybe call them this week and email them next week. We can build you a campaign that does that either automatically or it reminds you to, so you're not dropping the ball and you're following up on them. So we can go over that. Since you're here in person, I did set aside time to go through and do whatever you guys wanted here. So yeah, guys, one last point here. Like I said, I'm going to post those in the Honeybee, the Facebook. They'll be in the recording. I'm going to put all those and then all you do is copy paste them. Once you, I'm just going to do it for you real quick. I wish Nick was here. I did this for him yesterday. Okay, so KVCore share campaign. Yes. So, you know, you'll get a little token link like this. I'm going to be posting those. All you're doing is pasting right there and then hitting enter. and it'll say, are you sure you want to clone this? It may take up to 15 minutes. So don't do this if you need to be on your computer in KVCore. Do it when you're about to walk away or you have some time for it to sit and do its thing. I'm not going to click yes because I don't want that. But yeah, that is the gist of what I have been using KVCore for years for. I use it for my sphere. I use it for, my past clients. I use it for people that I'm currently shopping with, and that is it. Any actual Google leads that I get, unqualified leads that come from whether it's my website, Google, Facebook, I have a different CRM with automations because I don't want to muddy up the people who have bought with me, sold with me, or currently. So whatever you do, do it well. We all have different ways of organizing, and if you guys need any questions answered on this stuff or just need help getting it started, please feel free to message me on Facebook, email me, do anything. I love teaching, and you guys are all my tribe, so I'd love to help you out.